We're going to create those two special pages, the portfolio page, which allows the viewer to select different portfolios and view each of them, and the request a quote page, where they can fill out a form of information and send it to us to have the quote created. So first we're going to do the portfolio page. We're going to use a switch case statement here to decide which portfolio to show. If none have been selected, the default is the thumbnail for each of the sites for the customer to select. First, we create our default. I just happen to have all of the content here. So we're going to go ahead here and use switch. And our default. Let's make this nice and neat. Close my switch. Drop out of the PHP. And if we take a look at that page, we should have our default. There's our default portfolio selection. So now what I'm going to do with the rest of the switch case statement is define each of the different cases when they select on each one of these websites, to see details on each one of the websites. So the first case here would be tienda, and the content for tienda is right here. Paste that in there. And we'll clean that up in a second. The next case would be VTC CAN, which is VTC Canada. Portfolio content. Next we have Murray. Which is another customer of ours, Murray Air. And finally, we have Terminal. Just make this nice and neat. Okay, so now what I want you to notice is how this is linked up. You can see here that on the end of the page call to the portfolio page, we have the action equals, and then tienda, VTC Can, Murray, and Terminal. This corresponds with the variable we are using in the switch function, which is action. We are using it through the superglobal get, because it is coming through in the URL, the variable is. So now that we have all of our switch functions, our cases, and default done, we can see here, here's our default action, and if I click on one of these clients, we can see the actual details of that client. So that going back and clicking on each individual client, we can see how our switch handles each of the different portfolio samples. In the next movie, we're going to go through creating our request a quote form.